UTS Consulting Club presents the Mini Case Series, a mini crash course to equip case comp newbies with the basics to case competitions. This is the third episode of the 5-episode mini case series. You can find our other episodes on our mini case series webpage on the UTS Consulting Club website. Now that we've defined the problem, let's look at creating your solution. Creating a solution is where the fun happens. In coming up with a solution, the process you can take is creating a criteria of success, solution generation, and addressing the judgment criteria. Let's first start off at creating a criteria of success. A criteria of success defines what success looks like for your solution. Essentially, how will you determine if your solution is successful in answering what the case brief is asking? The criteria of success can be used to narrow down and select your strategy, or to validate the solution you have come up with. Key factors to base your criteria of success include case deliverables. What specific deliverables given in the case need to be addressed? Financial feasibility. Is this a low cost or high investment strategy? Operational feasibility. Is the case client prepared for minimal or drastic changes to their operations? Time of implementation. Does the strategy need to be implemented within a specified time period? Resources. Will the strategy be achieved through using current resources or acquisition of new resources? Your criteria of success should be tailored specifically to the case and include only what is relevant. Let's take a look at an example. In this task, a food ordering app suffering high user churn is looking at how to retain its customer base. For this task, success is measured in its ability to meet its case deliverable, increasing retained users. Looking at the financial feasibility, success is the solution being a low-cost, quick-win implementation. Success on the operational scale would be if the solution is a low-impact strategy to operations and is within the capacity of staff. For time of implementation, what does success look like? Well, it needs to be implemented within 18 months. And in terms of resources, there would be minimal acquisition of new resources and maximum leverage of existing resources. This is a comprehensive example to demonstrate the range of success factors to be considered. Only come up with successful factors relevant and targeted to your case. Moving on to solution generation. Solution generation is where your team gets creative and generates the ideas to solve your identified problems. Stepping back to the issue tree, if you're looking at how to come up with solutions, generate your solutions based on the sub-issues you came up with in the tree. As there are a number of branches you may have fleshed out, explore all the different possibilities and naturally you will find the best sub-issues to base your ideas off. In brainstorming your ideas, the Disney Dream approach can be used to generate solutions based off your sub-issues. The first stage is the dreamer stage. In this stage, you want to write down all your ideas and get creative. Don't criticize any ideas. The next stage is the realist stage. Go back and re-examine all your ideas, workshop them into something practical, and ask how each will be implemented and be made possible. The third stage is the spoiler stage. Be critical and find holes in your solutions. Think about the implementation and if there is any evidence that would suggest that this is feasible. Then narrow this down to your best solutions. Once you've gone through the solution generation process and have settled on a strategy you think best meets your criteria of success, test your solution to see if it addresses judgment criteria. So what is it exactly that judges look out for when marking your solutions? First and foremost, is your solution addressing the case deliverables? Secondly, does your solution target the identified problems? Next, is your solution creative and unique? Judges see a lot of submissions and more than often teams will have common ideas. Teams that have a creative idea or take an alternative approach on the problem are able to differentiate themselves from the rest. Lastly, is your solution backed up by analysis? Even if you have a creative and unique solution to the problem, if you do not properly research and validate why you went with that solution, The judges will not be sold on your idea. Remember, you are pitching your idea to the judges, so you must validate your strategy through statistics, case studies, or any other relevant research. To recap episode 3, creating your solution, remember when creating your criteria of success, some factors to consider are: does your solution meet the case deliverables? What is the financial feasibility and operational feasibility? What is the impact, time of implementation, and what about the resources to be used? When it comes to solution generation, use problem drivers from the issue tree and the dreamer approach to generate your strategies. Last but not least, ensure your solution is addressing the judgment criteria. You can do this through ensuring your solution addresses the case deliverables and brief, targets the identified problems, is creative and unique, and backed up by analysis. This concludes episode 3, Creating Your Solution. Thanks for listening and keep listening for episode 4, Implementing Your Solution.